Hello, so this week marks the 260th week I have lived in the UK, and for those of you that don't want to do the math, that is 5 years. It is my 5-year anniversary of living in a foreign country. Now, I've definitely learned a lot in the last 5 years of the cultural differences between the UK and the US, but there's still some things that slightly annoy me, and still some things I really prefer. Whenever I tell someone I've been living here for 5 years, their first response almost always is, "Do you like it?" Doorbell. No, I actually hate it. I hate the place. I don't know why I'm here. I should just move back. Why would you ask that? Like, yes, I live in constant depression every day of my life. I just wish I was back in America. No, I really love living in the UK. That's why I'm here. I've chosen to stay for a reason. The weather hasn't scared me off. And then there's the usual questions of like, oh, well, how often do you go back? Do you go back every year? And I'm like, not really. I've been back to my hometown once since I moved 5 years ago, and that was last year to get my driver's license renewed. For the most part, I go to America enough to get my taste of Walmart and freedom and fear of being shot by guns. This past year, for instance, I've been to California, Florida twice, and New York, so I'm definitely not missing my daily dosage of America. But have I fully assimilated to British culture in the last 5 years? Let's find out through your questions. Do you know what the North-South divide is? Of course, I know the exact line. If you live in London, it's just a bit north of Watford. That's where the north is. Anything north of there, the north. You know, if you live in Newcastle upon Tyne, the south, just a bit south of Stoke, that's the line. And if you live in the Midlands, you don't exist. There's no such thing as the Midlands. What are you talking about? West Midland, nah. Do you say lift? I have assimilated to say lift a lot more often, but I go in between. I change between elevator and lift depending on who I'm with. Can you say more than Harry Potter when you're trying to do a British accent? Of course I can. I can go with, I'm Hermione Granger. And you are? There we go. It's a bit different. What would motivate you to move back to the US? Honestly, I don't think anything could. Like, I feel like my home is here. This is my home. I want to live here. It's not like the US needs to fix some things before I move back. I just think the UK is better and I like it more. But, you know, everything's subjective. I mean, I guess if the US was like, we're gonna give every 27-year-old male who makes YouTube videos that's currently living abroad lots of money, maybe I'd still want to live in the UK. English chocolate or American chocolate? It depends, really, okay? I prefer American Kit Kats, but the British people have a good chocolate with the dairy milk, with the Oreo mixed in. It's beautiful. But Americans have made Reese's cups. Honestly, it just depends on what chocolate you get. I like them both. That's right, I'm playing both sides. I don't want to die. I love them both chocolate. Do you understand how to queue properly and not get passive aggressive when people try and queue jump? No, absolutely not. Why would I do that? I'm the one with the inside knowledge, okay? British people, they're all queuing all over the place. I'm an American, I take what I want, okay? I'm the queue jumper that you hate. I'm that guy. Now, if someone tries to jump in front of me, I'm like, whoa there, Sally. You get out of line, okay? This is the queue. But British people, for the most part, they just go, and they just kind of tuft a bit, and so you're just like, I can hear them tufting, but I'm just gonna stand in this part of the line. Hate me. Isn't it better when our public toilets don't have a big gap in the door? Yeah, I didn't realize that was a thing until someone pointed it out. But in America, if you're in a public toilet, there's literally huge gaps. So as you're walking by in the toilets, you can just have a gander and check out everyone squatting. It's pretty gross. Why would you want that? Who was like, you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see in between, just in case, you know, you want to check out what's pooping down there. One question I do get asked a lot is, why don't you have a British accent yet? I think it's funny because most of the Americans I know that have moved to the UK haven't developed much of an accent at all. However, most of the British people I know that have moved to the US lost their British accent almost entirely. Why? I think the US accent is a lot easier. There's a lot less enunciation, we speak quickly, and we kind of slur words a bit to get things out as fast as possible. We want it quick, and it's such an easy thing to do. And why would you not want to do that? Your mouth wants to speak easier, and so when you're around people that do that, you lose your enunciation. When British people move there and they're like, hello, I am proper. That's not how you speak, I'm really sorry. But you lose that and then you just start speaking like this and you're like, hey, what's going on? You want a cup of water? I want some coffee? You want to go on a dog, man? You know what I'm saying? For me personally, I'd have to try really, really hard to make sure I was pronouncing things as slowly and correctly as possible, as long as I wanted to come off as someone that knows how to do a British accent, but still gets some things wrong every once in a while. Hey, it wasn't bad, right? Hey-ho. After living in the UK, do you wish you could have been born there rather than in the US? No, not at all. I'm really happy with my upbringing. I'm happy with where I've come from and the fact that I've now gotten a chance to experience both cultures and both lives. So, I don't know, I find more interesting differences. Life is a lot more funny when different little funny things happen. For instance, the other day, when I'm in Morrison's, and I'm looking for some chocolate digestives, if you're not aware, it is a chocolate-covered wafer type thing. It's a cookie, okay? It's a freaking cookie. I'm in the cookie aisle, there's no digestives. I'm freaking out. There's digestive style things, but they're not there. I spent 5 minutes, I'm really angry about it. I walk 2 aisles down, biscuits. There's a biscuit aisle and a cookie aisle. They're different aisles, and there's the digestives. I'm a bit angry about this, okay? Yes, I think they all should be classed as a type of cookie. I do say biscuit every once in a while, okay? I have assimilated, but I'm at my wit's end, okay? The digestives can be in both. I don't care anymore. Who separates the aisles anyway, Morrison's? But yeah, I kind of like that I've experienced both cultures. I think it makes me more interesting to talk to, hopefully. I feel more worldly. Scones or scones? Well, the fact that you had to change the spelling to get me to pronounce it a different way should tell you the right answer. Which is better at transportation? I'm actually planning an entire British versus American video about this with my friend Ali. That's coming during Christmas. Stay tuned, check your calendars out. We're gonna have a great time. Yeah. Which has better TV, UK or US? UK TV is weird, okay? I've only recently tried to get used to it. I was watching episodes of Little Britain this week, first time I've seen it. It's really funny in a very bizarre way. I find British television to be so weird. There's so many scenes in it where I was like, this would not work in the US at all. People are like, I don't get it. Where's all the jokes? It's just bizarre. Every time I laughed, I'd be like, why? Like, I was like, what the frick is this? Whereas in the US, I think it's more based on like comedy writing. I don't know how to describe it. I just know that I do get both forms of comedy now. I do still prefer the US form of comedy, but the British one is growing on me. What British musicians do you know now that most Americans are missing out on? As an American, I'd never heard of McFly or Busted or Mick Busted until I moved here, and everyone's like, how do you not know? Or Robbie Williams, that's the one. Really, like, religiously loved in the UK. In the US, I was like, eh? I don't know who they are, so you should check them out. If you're American, British people love Something you. Angels instead. There you go. There's my cover. What the hell is a chicken shop? Oh, if you haven't experienced a chicken shop, I'm sorry, okay? The chicken shop is something that I would miss a lot if I moved back to America, okay? Delicious, homely. I think it might be mostly a city type of thing, but every little area of London has its own chicken shops. You got the standard ones, but then you have your personal ones that make it just for you. Then they see you coming in, they're like, a 2-piece and chips, and I'm like, yes, please, here's £3. Boom, best chicken you can get. It's just a place that sells chicken and chips. That's it. When are you leaving? Lol, I do actually get that question a lot. Thanks, Tom. Hopefully not for a while. In 2 more years, I should be able to get my indefinitely to remain, and then another year after that, I get my British passport. Hooray! As long as I pass that test, which will be a fun video in 3 years. Stay tuned for that. What's the difference between gray and gray? Please help me. I honestly don't know, and I don't even know which one's American and which one's British because my mind has like melted them together. So sometimes I A it, sometimes I E it. I know Earl Grey, the T, has the E, so maybe that's the British one. I don't know. If you could tell me in the comments, that'd be great. Boom, it's pun time. Have you got used to the words they say different in the UK, like pavement and sidewalk? That's one that I haven't assimilated on. I say sidewalk. It is a sidewalk to me. I mean, that's a very early learned word for me, and I'm not gonna change, okay? Pavement sounds weird. Sometimes I car park it, but I'm almost always parking lot. Same with sidewalk. It's a sidewalk, okay? The pavement is just the road. I do say zebra crossing in that accent as well. It does offend me as an American. I should be saying zebra, and then even then, I should be just saying crosswalk. But I call it a zebra crossing. You're welcome. What do crumpets taste like? They're just English muffins, okay? If you're American, you're like, what's a crumpet? It's literally an English muffin. Do you spell things the British or the American way? I've almost always spelled things the British way, but the one that took a while to fix was turning Z's into S's. British people just hate Z's. I don't know what it is, but almost every word where a Z is like, oh, that's the perfect letter, they're like, nah, let's put an S in there. Why not? Mess it around. I hate it. What's your favorite accent you've heard since living here? Definitely Birmingham. Just kidding. I like Welsh accents. They're very cute. They're very like understated. You can barely tell, but it's there. Scottish accents, Irish accents, nice. In terms of England, I guess just standard London accent. That's where I'm from. It's not necessarily the most exciting, but at least I can understand it. Unlike, you know, Newcastle, I don't even know what's going on. Have you finally accepted that some people cut pizza with scissors? No, that's messed up. I will not accept it. Do not use scissors. Get a freaking rollerblade like a normal human being, or else you're not coming to my house and you're never gonna have any of my pizza. If it was the other way around and you were born in the UK and grew up British, do you think you would end up moving to America? I think I would have. I think I would have definitely, because I always would have wanted to travel and experience life abroad, maybe study abroad for a year, and it's just that maybe I'd end up moving back to the UK. Who knows? Maybe it's always the grass is greener. We'll never know until I get to check out my alternate timelines. What's the best thing to have on toast? Personally, I really prefer speculoos, also known as cookie butter. It's delicious. For the most part, I think I've assimilated pretty well. I think Luke the other day had told me that I get TV shows now because I'm more British, and I was a bit insulted. I was like, I still consider myself pretty American, but even though I don't consider myself fully British, I do consider myself fully a Londoner. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, give me a big thumb, subscribe. New videos coming every Sunday. Also, I'm going to Australia this week, and then like Germany and Switzerland the next week. Check out my travel vlogs. I'll be doing them every day over there on my travel channel in the description. I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye. Way.